If you want to see your name at the beginning of all of our videos, as well as see exclusive content here on the homestead, please feel free to join our Patreon. Memberships start off at just $1 a month. And as always, thank you for your support.
If I were in an area that didn't have breeders that pedigreed, what I would do is I would find the best quality that I could to the SOP or to my goals, and then I would start asking questions. Hey, I'm looking at buying this rabbit. Who's their mom? Who's their dad? When were they born? What color was mom and dad? How big did mom and dad get? And if they had those questions answered, I'd start asking about the grandparents. Kind of make them work to see if they could fill in a pedigree for me. At the end of the day, it's easier if they can give you information. But if that didn't work, then I would just start from scratch. I would start breeding my rabbits and pedigreeing them as I go. Because in theory, you can fully pedigree your rabbits in about 3 years. And it sucks when they aren't fully pedigreed when you begin, but you can definitely work towards it yourself. I totally understand this worry. Taking care of any animal, be it pet or livestock, can take a lot of time out of your day. With that being said, I haven't talked about my timelines when it comes to taking care of my rabbits on an individual basis, so I figure this comment is a great time to talk about it. When I have my winter numbers, meaning I only have around 20 minutes, it takes me about 30 minutes a day to take care of everyone when I'm gallivanting. So that's about 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night. And that's just me taking my time petting everyone and hanging out. During my summer numbers, when I have many, many more rabbits, it's probably closer to 30 minutes per time I'm out. So about an hour a day to take care of everyone. But that doesn't include any of the extras. That doesn't take into consideration nail trims, grooming, record keeping, breeding schedules, weighing animals out, or any other little things I need to do. But I normally do those things on weekends, and I normally allot myself about an hour or two on, Saturdays. When it comes to butchering and preparing, it takes me about 5 to 10 minutes per animal, depending on how much I want to break the carcass down. If I leave the carcass whole, it's closer to the 5 minutes. If I'm actually taking time to debone or to break up the certain parts of the animal, it's closer to 10. But the more you practice your butchering skills, the faster you're going to get at it. Also keep in mind, the fewer animals you have, the quicker they are to take care of. And if you're really paying attention to just your daily feed schedule, you can probably do it faster. I just pet bunnies too much. But yeah, that's kind of my general timeline idea when it comes to rabbits and raising them. And maybe it'll help someone try to figure out if they really want to do it or not, or if they're on the fence.
So I am surprised that no one even tried to guess what I brought home, which, knowing me, it's a crapshoot. Who knows what I'm going to bring home anymore? But if y'all want to take a guess in the comment section, go right ahead. I'll give you a second, because y'all are gonna laugh at me. But it's okay. It's probably a mistake to get another breed, to be honest. But when your friend offers you a breeding pair of rabbits, how can you refuse? So may I introduce to you Butters and Scotch, my new mini Satans. But Madison, you said that you were getting away from mini breeds. You said you were getting away from anything small because you were going to focus on class 6. Yeah, I know. Sometimes plans change. And to be honest, how can you say no to these silken little things? Oh my gosh, they are so soft. But not in the way Rex are soft, but in a weirder way. I like it. But, I'm in trouble. I think I need the meme where it's like, I got 9, even though it's only 2. So yeah, that's what I did. And if my friend sees this, thank you for the babies. I love the babies. But I definitely picked up a new breed to try. So, there is that.
Danny isn't really a social media person, so y'all don't see him on here very often. But understand, my husband is a very big, kind of scary dude. And he's always deadpan, with very little emotion unless he really likes you. Like if you're me, or one of his friends. So yesterday we had to go down to the Springs, and while we were in the Springs, I'm like, babe, I need to pick up Zeus. Because my friend also breeds silver foxes, and I let her borrow Zeus for the weekend so her females could have a play date with my buck. We switch rabbits every once in a while. It's perfect when you don't have enough cage space and you need to diversify your lines. We're driving down the road with this little Caillou monster because I already know I am trading doe for doe because she has a nasty little doe that I'm bringing up here for an attitude shift. Or we're gonna eat her. So I'm taking this baby down to trade her. So I already know I'm coming back with a rabbit. I just told my husband I was taking a rabbit down. So I already have a weird situation where I'm taking rabbit down to the Springs because we don't have the carrying cage because it's at my friend's house. So he tells me, hey, be quick, because he knows how I am with my friend and I will be there for 5 hours talking rabbits. So we go into the barn, I play with some baby bunnies, we play switchy switchy. I grab Zeus, I grab Danny the rabbit. I throw them in there and my friend's like, hey, can you help me sex my mini satin kits? And I'm like, yeah, sure, got you. So I do that and I help her out with that and we find out that little tricolor's a buck. We were really hoping it was a doe. So next thing I know, my friend's like, hey, you take Butters and Scotch and you have a breeding pair now of mini satins. Which I'm like, you know, legit. I'm doing the same thing to her with Mini Rex. I'm getting her some tricolored Mini Rex and I'm getting her some casters out of my line. So here I am. My husband thinks we're only bringing one rabbit home, which is my rabbit to begin with, so we aren't going up in numbers. And he looks down at the carrier. He sees Danny, the 2 kits in the middle, and Zeus on this side. And he has the baby in his arms because I think I was taking too long for him. And he looks at me. And he looks down at the carrier. He goes, I'll be in the car. Here I am with my skippity-doo-dah ass. More rabbits than he expected. I grab the carrier and I skip out to the car all excited because I have new bunnies. And I put them in the back of the car not thinking about it, where we get to listen to our youngest scream about wanting to hold and pet bunnies all the way home. So I think Danny was a little less than impressed. But it's okay, because bunnies. That man puts up with way more of my nonsense than he probably should. But I really do love him for it. Something extremely controversial when it comes to line breeding is sibling pairings. Now, the sibling pairing can be full siblings, half siblings. Either way, you can talk to some breeders, and a lot of breeders really are sketchy about it, meaning that they don't really like to practice it. Now, with that being said, have I done full and half sibling pairings? Yes. I have done that with litters where I'm not sure if somebody is a Vienna carrier or if there's a certain trait I want to kind of weed out and see if it's from a certain litter or a certain parent. Or if you are breeding for meat and you just want to get a litter of babies into the freezer, there's really nothing wrong with taking a sibling pairing, breeding them to put meat into the freezer. Other arguments that I've heard for sibling breeding is if you have 2 very spectacular animals that just are perfection, you would want to breed them together. And because you are line breeding together and they are both so spectacular and they are such a close line breed, you would have the best of the best come through in that pairing and a lot of really good looking animals out of that pairing. And then the idea is out of that sibling pairing, those kits you would breed out to another line or a less related line. So yeah, I'm not going to breed the boos together. There's really no point in me breeding them together when I have other Vienna carrying babies that I can breed them to. Plus, and blue-eyed white lines, a lot of times they aren't spectacular. They're what I would consider to be parts rabbits, and I don't want to breed bad parts together. It's more beneficial to just breed out into another line to pull in more good traits. Also, look at my little Satan babies. Good morning, Butters and Scotch. My little Satans are adorable.